Hello, my name is Jimmy Vegas and welcome to this, the 12th in a series of video tutorials in Unity 3D. Okay, so in this episode what we'll be looking at is we will be building the inside to one of our houses just here. Presumably this one or this one. We will be importing another object inside one of our houses and texturing it. And we'll also be writing a script which enables us to walk through our door and into our house. It won't be anything too complex, it's just about 5 or 6 lines of code. It's not too difficult. Okay, so since the last tutorial, I've just built up this little range of mountains here, just to kind of block out the edge of the map. It is the same as what we've done with these mountains over here a couple of tutorials ago. So it's if it looks different, don't worry, there's nothing really happened. Okay, so first of all, what we shall do is let me close all the hierarchy. Let's see, I'll choose this house as the one to build. So what we'll do is, let me just quickly adjust the camera like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build underneath it. So, first of all, game object, create other, and cube. Now what we'll want to do is bring this cube much closer to where we are. It's quite far away. So if we bring it over here, let's say to about there. And what I'll do first, in fact, is, let's see, rename, and let's call this house 001 floor. Game object, create empty, and we'll call this, let's see, house inside. And then we'll drag and drop in our hierarchy, like so. Excellent. Right then. So there is our cube. Let's change the scaling of it. Let's see, let's change it to 10, too big. Maybe 8? I think 9 should do it. Is that about the size of our house over here? Oh no, it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Maybe 10 was big enough. How about 11? 12 looks fine. Okay, we'll stick with 12. And our Z or Z axis we'll put as, let's see, 5. Maybe 6. Okay, 6 should do. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll actually put all our assets for this little village, even though it is village 2, in village 1, just so as we keep all of our assets together. So in textures, as you can see, what we'll do is we will bring in this, the wooden effect, into Unity. And as you can see, it is similar to this wooden here, however, this wood is not split in the same way this one is. So, we could just drag and drop. Looks fine actually. I don't think we'll bother creating a material on this one, we probably won't actually need to. We'll stick with it like that. Next what we'll do is we will duplicate, and so if you remember, it is Control and D, duplicate, drag up. Now let us see, we will reduce the Z or Z axis to 1, and we will increase the Y axis to 4 maybe. Let's pull it up and along to about there. So let's duplicate that wall, bring it this way. Let's move here and just turn around slightly. It's not too bad, that'll do for now. Next, we'll take this wall, rather the floor, my apologies. But before we do that, as I've just noticed, let's quickly rename this to wall. And again on this one. Okay, now take the floor, duplicate, hold Control, and pull upwards to create our roof. Next, let's rename, call this roof. Okay, we'll take this wall, Control D to duplicate again. Let's pull it out. And let's change the scale on the X to 1. And the scale on, let's see, the Z to 6. Now hold Control and pull out this way. Now let's switch our angle around a little. About there. And then let's pull this wall when we've duplicated it. So Control D, all the way to this end. Okay. So as you can see, we have created a box, basically. And on the inside, it looks like a box, like you would expect a box to look like. So what we're going to do now is we're going to steal a door. And what we'll do is we will take, let's say, this door here, which is on village door 001 within village 2. We will duplicate, hold Control, and just pull outwards to there for now. And I'm now going to take that and put it in house inside. So we remove it in the hierarchy of this village and put it on the inside of here. You'll see why in just a second when we move our house. Okay, so our door, let's move it along a little more, maybe back to about there, and we'll change the rotation on the y-axis to 90. And then we'll just pull to about there. So if we zoom in, so we can get to a point inside the house, quickly cycle round, and we can see the door just needs to be pulled a tiny bit more. About there. And let's pull it, let's say, about there. Okay, now, what we'll also do is while we're inside the house, just here, if you go to your assets at the top, just so we're in the top, let's see, let's go, I don't know, small town. Let's keep small town there. This, the chain folder, if we drag and drop here, and quickly let it import. If you go into chain, you'll see this, NFBX. Now this chain was very, very kindly donated by Mohammed, who you can find on Facebook. If in the description of the video, you can get to his Facebook page. He's also on our Facebook page, posting comments. He's a very active bloke. He's very good in Blender for beginners. And yeah, if you want anything for your game, send him a message, get in touch. He's pretty good. Okay, so in this materials folder, you'll see 2 materials, both blank. What you'll need to do is if you click material 001 and then head back into the chain folder, take this material or this texture and drag and drop to there. And then do the same for material 002. Take this and drag and drop onto your texture. Okay, all that does now is textures our chain. So when we place it into our house, it should look okay. So what I'm going to do quickly is just collapse the hierarchy of village 002. Next, drag and drop our chain about there. And then you'll see it appear at the top. Just drag and drop onto house inside. What we'll do is we'll change the scale. Let's see, let's change to 15, 15, and 15. Now you'll notice that the chain itself has a bit of a base. All you need to do for that is just pull the chain down like so. So now the chain itself stays there. Let's just add a little bit of scenery as such into our house. And what we'll do over the other side is let's game object, create other, cube, let's put a cube into our house inside, right click, rename, and we'll call this wooden block 001. Okay, so now we just need to pull our wooden block into our house. Let's see, let's just put that about there. We'll keep the scale as 1. Let's head into village 001 down here and into textures, and let's just drag this table texture into Unity. Give it a second just to import. There we go, just here. So drag and drop onto our cube. It's not fantastic, but it'll do for now. Okay, our next thing to do is if you click on house inside here, y-axis, green arrow, drag it below the surface and then along. So now our house is actually built but is out of sight. As you can see the outlines below this house. Okay, now for some scripting. So what I'm going to do is in small town, I'm going to right click, create folder, and I'm going to call this scripts. And let's go into that folder. Okay, so what we'll do, right click, create, and we'll do JavaScript. Now, people have asked why I do JavaScript and not C#. The reason is I find JavaScript to be an easier language rather than C#, and as this is a beginner's tutorial, it is much easier to stick with JavaScript. I mean, theoretically I know a bit more JavaScript than I do C#, so it's easier for me as well. So we'll call this go inside. So right click, double click, sorry. And we should open MonoDevelop. Let's give it a second just to load. Okay, so we've loaded up, and you'll see, as always, it gives us a few lines of code to start with, but we will delete them. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll type var target. We want to transform it. Let's see, then we'll do function update with the curly bracket. Remember, the U on update has to be capitalized. And close curly bracket. So, function on trigger enter. Remember, capitalization is important. Is the collider close bracket, and remember, open curly bracket on the function. Sorry, that should be capital C, otherwise it won't work. And let's see, if the game object, capital O on the object, tag is equal to double equal, I believe. Let's see, we'll call the tag go inside. Close curly bracket. Then this, which is the game object. This has gone a bit mad there. It's going a bit funny. So it should be this dot transform dot position. So that means we're going to move the position, and we're going to make it target dot position. Semicolon. Close curly bracket. Close curly bracket. Okay, so that is our script typed up. If I went too fast, I apologize. Just give the video a quick pause, have a quick type of this script, and then we'll carry on. So essentially all we're doing is we're telling the game that when we collide with a particular object that is called go inside, we will be moved to a position that we can set within our game. So save that script. Keep MonoDevelop open just for now in case we have any errors. Hopefully we shouldn't. And what we'll do now is over here we'll need to place a cube. Now the reason we've put a cube and not a blank game object is simply because we kind of need to make sure that we can see where our cube is at the moment. So I just need to change the scale on the x-axis, and I'll put that as 1.5. Just align it with the door. Okay, so over here, click on is trigger. Mesh render here, untick. Now you'll notice that we only see the outline of the cube now. So I will rename this, and I will put enter block. And I'll put that on our house inside, just so as we know where the enter block is for. Okay, up here on our enter block, you'll see tag untagged. What you'll need to do is if you click there, add tag. Now I've already added it here, but when you come to here, that will be blank, and that will say 0 or 1. All you need to do is size here, change to 3, press enter. On element 001, we must type go inside, and that go inside must be the same as this go inside here. Must be the exact same. Okay, enter. So what it'll mean is that this house here and the go inside cube, which we'll select here, enter block, still untagged. Now select go inside, like so. Now this script, all you have to do is drag and drop onto our player. Make sure you put it on the player, not anything else, otherwise the script won't work. And now click on our player, and if you scroll down in the inspector pane, you'll see down here go inside script. Target is currently none. So to get around that, all we'll do is on our house inside, let's zoom in a touch. Actually, it's probably game object, create other cube, and again, if you pull it here, get closer to the cube, because the cube must be inside our house. So if we pull it upwards and pull it towards us, upwards again, we should see it. Yep, there we go. Okay, that'll do right there. So all we'll do again is click on Mesh Renderer, right click, rename, and we'll call this Exit Block. And we will put that inside our house inside. And all we'll need to do is, if we go back to our player, back to our script down here, and exit block, pull to there. So now our target is to go to there. So hopefully, let's turn volume down, press play. With any luck, when we walk over to our house, into our door, we go inside, like so. At the moment we do appear to be stuck. So all we need to do to get around that is take our exit block and just ensure that it is above the ground of the house and not interacting. So we need to pull it up a touch and out a touch. So let's play again. Walk over to our house and we are inside. Stuck again for some reason. Okay, so let's try something different. What we can do is game object, create other, and let's see, what can we have? In fact, no, do you know what? We'll have create empty. So we'll put our position the same as that. So -3, 6, -35. So -3, 6, -35. And what we'll do is we'll pull that onto house inside. Let's change the position again. So that should be -3, 6, and -35. Hopefully that should do it. So I'm going to keep that as just game object for now. I'm going to delete exit block, as that seemed to be a little bit temperamental. So on our player again, we'll drag this to there. And let's try again. So the principle works, the script works. It's just a bit of a collision problem. There we go. So now we're inside our house. So let's just run through that again, just to quickly double check. So we go towards our house, walk in, and then we're inside our house. Now at the moment we can't actually get out, so we haven't written the script to get out. So that will be for next time. It is pretty much the same script, just with a few different tags. As you can see, there's our chain there, kindly donated by Mohammed, and our little wooden block just there. Okay, so we'll leave our tutorial there for now. Like I say, next episode we will be sorting out our script so we can get out of our house. We'll probably build a few more mountains. We'll play a bit more with the landscape, as maybe in the next tutorial, maybe the one after, I'm hoping to build a kind of sort of sandy theme, sort of like a desert, which is where we'll be putting our first bunch of enemies, which I hope to be spiders. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.